What's going on, everybody? We are live streaming from my iPhone X.
Yeah.
So, chapter 906, the Holy Land Mary Joie. That's how you say it?
Mary Joie. Mary Joie is what we saying because that thing is unpronounceable. It's like, it don't even make no sense. It's like, is it Mary Joyce, Mary Joie, Mary Bourgeoisie?
Bourgeoisie.
Anyway, thanks for joining us. We are the Brothers of D, and yeah, I am Gary D. Luffy. We got In Fate's hands over here,
Yo.
and we got Jose.
Jose?
Hey, Zeus.
Hey,
Zeus.
Damn, you just savage me.
You gave your brother a new name.
He's my brother, and I call him Jose.
We are all brothers. We are the Brothers of D.
Brother.
And we're going to talk about this One Piece chapter right now. And I'm going to just start it off with my boy In Fate's hands. What you got to say about Stelly?
Stelly's a bitch ass.
Stelly is a bitch.
See this bitch ass scared of the seaman busting his ass in front of everyone.
But yeah, so the chapter's out, and I know we're a little late on this.
We're not late. It dropped today.
I mean, all the sites.
It don't matter.
Yeah,
We ain't
true.
late. We got one person watching. There you go.
Thanks for watching
Thank
us.
you. I actually wanted to talk about something over here because it was something that I noticed with kind of like the Travelator. You guys remember that, right? With all the slaves in the bottom.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things that I think is gonna play a really big factor in the next coming chapters because we got Sabo over here, and he about to start a revolution.
Oh my god.
And you're gonna have a whole bunch of pissed off slaves just ready to fuck shit up. They're just gonna fuck everything up, and it's gonna be crazy, man.
Revolution Army. The Revolution Army may just come.
Yo, they're there already. They coming through.
Yeah. I mean, but like the whole squad. Like I want to see Dragon.
Yeah.
I want to see Dragon. I want to see his powers. I want to see what he can do.
Yo, what that fruit is gonna be.
Man,
What is his power? Oh my god.
We don't know.
I think it's the wind. Like this is like the popular theory in like the One Piece theory community, and it's just that he has like the wind fruit, and like he can control like the wind and stuff like that. Like anytime like you see Dragon come through in the story, you always get like a whole bunch of like weird weather and stuff like that. So like you remember when Luffy was up on like that tower, and he was about to like die, and Buggy was about to kill him. You know, a storm came. So they're saying, this was what I thought before this chapter dropped, and I'll tell you what I think happens after. So like people were saying that like Dragon had a wind fruit, so he came through, and you remember how like a storm came through like all of a sudden out of nowhere, right? So they're saying that Dragon pushed the storm over there, and then like you know like the lightning happened and like saved Luffy's life.
To me, it's like I could see that happening, but at the same time, it doesn't add up because it's just the way how Luffy acts about whenever he hears about his dad, or when Dragon hears about Luffy talking about Luffy. You know, it's just like, you know, I really don't care. Oh, it's whatever. Like it's a big deal. He cares more about Sabo than Luffy. It's like we're on some Goku and Gohan complex. Or no, the whole Goku and Goten or being a bad father kind of thing. That's in the Dragon Ball world. It's hilarious. But yeah, man. So the chapter is here, and we're gonna be discussing as in real time, page by page, what's going on, what we think is gonna happen, and we've all read this chapter already before, but you know. Well, let's give it a second look and see.
This is our Friday night.
Yeah, this is our Friday night. Really, man, we got nothing else to do. We're a bunch of nerds, and we're just trying to watch some One Piece, man. Talk some One Piece. So, Princess Shirahoshi is like nerd power. Love that, man.
There you go.
Love you, bro.
That's
Love you.
Oscar. That's Big Oscar.
Oscar?
Yeah.
Oscar! You're the man. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it, man.
2 people in there.
But yeah, Princess Shirahoshi was the thirst trap of the whole reverie so far.
Oh my God.
Like on some real shit, man. Like I have never seen like, yo, all these fat, rich, like, you know, celestial dragon style people, man. They just like
They're thirsting over her.
they're just like, yo, you know,
I
come
want that fish.
marry my son.
I want that fish, half human pussy. Yo, so let's get a little bit savage because you know we do have the name Brothers of D, so it's not like we're over here like some PC ass motherfuckers.
PG.
Yeah, this is definitely not a PG One Piece discussion. So just letting you know, we will say bad words. There will be some.
How you fuck a mermaid, bro?
I don't know, man. How?
How you fuck a mermaid? That's what I want to know. But it happens to half mermaid.
Maybe it's like a dolphin. Like they just like fucking.
They
open
just
up or
squirt.
something.
They just squirt this shit everywhere.
Yo, maybe it's like some shit like where you have to like come on the floor and then she like takes her
Rubs
fin
on it.
and then she like lays eggs.
It's me out, bad boy.
Oh
man, this is hilarious. But yeah, man. So the entire chapter itself, from what I'm looking at again, it really it's just everyone getting together. People are meeting the fishmen, and you can tell that it's kind of like, you know, real life in a sense. And I hate to get political about it, but when you really think about it, it's like the fishmen are looked upon as like, you know, the degenerate race. And like I think it's a really good implementation of them because like it's the first time that they've come out there to the reverie to really like, you know, show what they're about. And you know, you got these rich people thinking out loud like, oh, you know, these people are hideous. These people are like, you know, man, no wonder they never come out.
They're abominations.
They're abominations.
Yeah.
You know what, too, though? Like, I also feel like one of the things about this chapter that was really cool is that it is a reflection of real life. Like, you know, a couple months ago, I went on a vacation to Miami, and we were staying at some, like, super upscale kind of, like, condo, right? And and it was just, like, some super upscale shit, and then, like, we go and then we drive and around the block, literally around the block, you just see like people living in shit and filth and like people just broke as hell. And that's kind of like what's happening in One Piece right now. Like, you know, like these slaves, like, you know, you have like the highest royalty of royalty, and like, you know, you go down the block and like, you know, like everything looks so fancy, but then that thing is really run by slaves who like would rather die, you know. And it's
that was crazy, man. That one person saying like, "Just kill me," basically at this point.
They're living on the ground. They're
Yeah.
living underground. They literally zoom up on the ground and they're under there pushing the rug or whatever the stone.
Travelator.
Yeah,
It's
But
crazy.
I think one of the highlights, honestly, of this chapter was seeing all the princesses that Luffy has saved. Like, they're all there like, oh, you know Luffy? Oh, you know Luffy? Yo, that's my nigga. I love that. You know, but I think it's funny as hell, man. Like, I don't know. It's just, man, like Rebecca meaning Vivi, and then we see Chopper's, like, adoptive mother, the doctor. I miss her, man. I forgot how much I loved her as a character.
She was raw as fuck.
Yo.
Like, I forgot how, like, you know, she's really, like, 141 years old. And, like, you know, even though she looks like a young old lady, like, she could really look a lot older. So,
yeah.
I thought that was really cool. Like, you know, Oda always does his best to, like, really show, like, you know, man, I wrote this. I did not forget about this. Mm-hmm. Here's some, you know, retrospect to show you that these people are still here.
Yeah.
Way more than 4 years. Think about it. Like, when he was going against Crocodile...
It's probably like in 2002 or something
man.
like that.
That's nuts.
Yeah, this is literally crazy. Like,
years, man. One Piece is a legacy, and honestly, man,
I thought it was. Sorry for interrupting you. I thought it was really cool that, like, you know, one of the things about the One Piece world is how well they build it. So you have like Vivi, and she was just like, oh yeah, like I was reading the newspaper and about you, and I was just like, I knew exactly what happened. Because, you know, it happened to us. And it's just, like, it's crazy because you saw it happen to Chopper. You saw it happen to, like, Dressrosa. Like, you know, like, this reverie, I feel like, is going to be so interesting just because, like, you know, you have all these dudes who were kind of, like, fucked over by the government. by the world government. They
Yeah,
were looked
definitely
down
did,
upon.
man.
And like how like if the government is like, oh, you can't support Luffy, they'd be like, yeah, but the reason he even did anything was because of some shitty policy that you implemented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. And every time Luffy took his time to save somebody or save a whole entire country, you know, the world government would just take credit for it and label him as, you know,
a
threat, and they would just up the bounty.
Yeah, I mean, even when it got up to Dressrosa, they dropped his bounty to make it seem like it's not a big deal. They're like, how the hell did my bounty drop?
Yeah. Bounties in One Piece, man. It's the only place where you want to get that bounty up.
You say they dropped whose bounty?
Luffy.
Frankie.
No, they didn't drop Luffy's bounty.
They didn't drop Luffy's bounty after Dressrosa?
No.
Oh, no. His
Frankie.
No. His bounty didn't change.
Yeah,
his
bounty went up.
No, after Dressrosa,
no one,
when he beat Doflamingo, it stood the same, and he was like, "What the fuck? Like, I beat a freaking Doflamingo."
No, well, this is one thing you gotta understand about Luffy and the bounties. Every time Luffy reads his bounty, I've noticed.
It's the end of arc.
No, not even about the end of the arc. The thing about Luffy is, especially this one, it was a joke. It was a joke. The whole thing is a joke. Luffy reads it, and he's not really good at reading. And then another person takes what Luffy read, and they're just like,
the fuck this is
that's before this arc. Yeah, I was talking about Dressrosa when he beat Doflamingo.
But that's not the first time it's happened. It's happened before. Luffy reads it wrong.
Yeah, it didn't. I don't think it got raised after he.
Yeah, like it stood the same, and he was like, "What the hell?" Like,
but I think it was because like I forgot what happened in that break. I gotta reread that shit now.
Yeah, I remember it stood the same.
So much context in One Piece, guys.
And then that's when the next time he read it was this, like recently.
Yeah.
And he was like, it went down.
It was like,
oh
what?
My God. 150,000.
150,000 barring. It was like what? Now it's like 150 billion or something like that.
Billion.
No, it's
billion.
1.5 billion.
1 point what?
1.5 billion.
1.5 million berry.
By the way, for anyone on YouTube looking at us right now, we are not the scholars of D. We are the brothers of D. We read One Piece. Some of us might have read it a couple of times, but you know, like we just love the story. Like if we mess up a detail or two, you guys can forgive us.
Please forgive us. I mean, even if you don't forgive us, we're still not gonna give a fuck. But you know, we just love to talk about this shit.
Yeah, you think so? Who you think will win in a fight? Do you think Wapple will win in a fight or Dalton?
Dalton.
You think so? Why didn't Dalton whip his ass then? Back in the drum tank, bro.
Because Dalton was like, you know, mad Mr. by the book. He's the king, so I have to obey him. Mm-hmm. And now he's, you know,
he was his underling.
He was underling, but he overcame that, you know. In a sense, now it's just like, you know, Dalton is the king of.
That's one of my favorite arcs.
That was a great arc, man. Yeah. And that's when we got Chopper.
Yeah, but yo, I just remember. I'm never gonna forget that scene with like Dalton crying, like, "Can a man save a country?" or something like that. That makes my nipples hard.
I mean, and that's the thing about One Piece, man. It's always about
the feels.
It's always super about the feels, man. Like these people are just, even Luffy's whole crew, man. Like every one of them, they just went through some next shit, and it's just cool to know that there's a series out there that does care about its side characters. And most shonen anime, they do kind of care about their side characters.
They don't care about the rabbit. Look.
Yo,
did you guys notice that the rabbit came through?
Oh,
they legit brought a big doofy rabbit, and it's just like, yo, doesn't matter.
With Chopper's ears on, you see that?
Oh yeah, yo, you saw someone? Yeah, I forgot who it was. I think it was Tekken who pointed this one out, but I don't know. But yo, Dr. Kureha's shirt, that shit says "Wanted 100 berries."
Oh word!
So that's a throwback to Chopper's fucking bounty, bro.
That's awesome.
Oh my god, that's dope.
Mad detail in One Piece, bro. So much detail.
It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
But yo, so what I really want to get to talking to is that Straw Hat scene at the very end of the chapter.
You want to go there first, or you want to like talk about Doflamingo first?
Yeah, let's talk about Doflamingo, and then we'll get to the main event.
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna like nudge that he's gonna fucking break out. I was
Yeah,
like,
man.
no way.
I thought he was coming back, man. If Doflamingo comes back, man,
He's my favorite villain.
I think he's done. You know, personally,
Yeah.
but you know,
But
he's an
not-
Impel Down, right?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
he's level 6 right now.
Under the water,
Under the sea.
the sea stone.
He's my favorite.
Yo,
villain.
they got him
He's so dope.
locked up. Yo,
Yeah.
they had Ace in like just regular handcuffs. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
They had-
handcuffs.
Yo, but they had like Don Juan Wolf or something like that big ass the giant dude who's on Blackbeard Pirates now. He was just chilling. This big ass dude, he's like the size of an island. He's just chilling in level 6. And motherfucking Doflamingo, they got him his whole limbs wrapped up in Kairoseki, bro. Like,
Cause that
you know
Doflamingo is a
what?
problem, bro.
and you know what?
Yeah.
You know why he's down there? Because the 5th motherfucking Yonko, I know that don't make sense. The 5th Gonko put him down there.
This guy
Fifth
was-
Yonko Luffy.
Yonko Luffy.
It's Gonko now. Gonko. We gotta practice saying
For those joining us, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
We are the Brothers of D. We are huge One Piece fans. I know the name sounds funny. But you know what? We're a bunch of jokesters over here. We talk crude humor, like it's not PG. Just letting you guys know.
Hide your kids.
This is Jesus.
Hide your wife.
This is Jesus. This is In Fate's Hands, and I'm Gary D. Luffy. Thanks for visiting us, and we're gonna continue talking about this. So Doflamingo had a scene to himself, which I did not expect. It was very exciting to see.
It was weird. It just came out of nowhere.
Nah, I thought it was the shit. Anytime Doflamingo come through, that's when you know shit.
It's like the guy he became he turned from villain to like a prophecy kind of person now. Like he knows so much lore about the One Piece world and the old system before it.
Yeah.
Like this guy really has all the answers. And you know, it's really like showing like, yo, all these years and all this build up, like we're about to really hit this level, man. Like Luffy's about to bring shit down, man. So I'm pretty excited about that.
So-
He's already has a name for himself already. Everyone all over the world has read this article, and they're in anticipation that he's the next one to run everything.
Yeah, man.
So I guess I want to read it aloud because I think what he said was just I don't know, it's crazy. So it's like, to make sure I don't spill the beans on Mary Joie's secret treasure to anyone, they've sent a killer to seal my lips once and for all, have they? Foo.
Just freaking laugh.
Honestly, it shouldn't even matter if people find out. Power has a very short shelf life. It rots faster than you'd believe. And then and then this little dude in is it a little dude? My dude got a cape.
We don't know.
He has
who this
2
guy
posters,
is.
which is like people are saying it could be Roger. I didn't hear anyone say this, but I think like if that is Joy Boy's hat, that could be Joy Boy's old poster. I don't know, that'd be crazy.
But we know this might be either.
Isn't that Magellan though?
This might be like
This ain't Magellan. This is like some this
Yeah,
is some
it's
dude
like
with the crown. This is
some,
probably
like,
a celestial
king.
dragon, yo.
Yeah,
So guys,
some king or
who do you think that is?
or like a knight. Maybe
I think-
taking it.
I thought it was like one of the guys from Impel Down.
No, this isn't Mary Joie, bro. He's talking about Mary Joie, so then they show they put Mary Joie and he's like laughing. This is the national treasure. So this is remember what I was saying earlier in the discussion when we were like talking about like dragon and like what they think his powers are. So like my opinion kind of changed after this chapter because when I read that I'm just like, okay, so like one, I don't know what kind of power he's referring to. I don't know if that he's saying that the straw hat has power or if he's just talking about like the power of the celestial dragons. That is something that fades like over time because it's like
That's true.
it could be either one of those things. But then like it's also cool because like when we were talking about like last week's review, I was saying like I don't know what the motherfucking celestial dragons got for again. Remember when I was saying that?
Yeah.
So this is one of those crazy things. Like maybe like why is it like what the hell is up with this straw hat?
Yeah, man.
Giant straw hat. Like
That straw hat was just interesting, man. It really set the dynamic for what is to come. I really like.
Yo, that straw hat.
It got me dumbfounded, honestly. I was just like, what is going on right now, man?
Yeah.
That was definitely one of those like top. I want to say top 10. What the fuck moments in One Piece, like where that the fandom was collectively like stumped. Like what? That shit stumped the whole fandom way more than like the Straw Hats fucking dying in the chapter 900.
I remember reading it like real quick, and like I didn't realize the guy walking up to it size compared to the hat, and in my head I'm like, why is Luffy hat all dirty on a table? Like he definitely wore his hat in the last. He never takes it off. And I was like, then I looked down and I was like, yo, that's a giant fucking straw hat. What the?
You see, I messed up because like I couldn't contain myself. I read those spoilers, so I didn't even realize that like the hat was disproportionate. I read comments saying like, "This is a big ass hat." I'm like, "This is a big ass straw hat," and I'm like over here like, "Damn, I didn't read these spoilers." but like you know the, I don't know that straw hat is crazy. Like, I just have no idea. Like what it could be, like someone was saying something like that maybe like all the different races, like from like the so like one of the like the theory, like popular theories is that like in the Void Century or like the name of the kingdom like that like was killed like by Ohara or whatever, it was just like a whole bunch of pirates and they were like of all different races and stuff like that. So it's just like these hats. Like they, like you know, like maybe they're like it's like an inherited will, like a D kind of thing. I don't know.
The will of D.
And it's just like it gives you like power to like change the fate. Cause like you remember like Roger when he was like you know they said like he was like facing Shiki Lion and a whole freaking army from them, and he went through and he got out. And then, you know, he was also, like, he went through Big Mom. Yeah. You know, he went and he got out. And, you know, Luffy, like, yo, people call it plot convenience because it kind of is. But that nigga's lucky as fuck.
Yeah,
he's been mad consistently throughout the series.
Yeah, it's true.
And, you know, that could be maybe.
Do you guys think that the hat is probably the reason that Luffy has gotten lucky?
That
so
Luffy
many
has
times.
Gotten plot no jutsu?
Plot no jutsu.
Is that Oda's answer for plot no jutsu?
Plot no jutsu, bro.
Yeah,
it's a real thing. Especially in shonen anime.
But,
my bad.
No, you go.
My thing that I enjoyed most, like I was reiterating earlier, was about Doflamingo and how, like, by the way, if you saw Avengers Infinity War, like, you know, this might be a spoiler.
Tune out.
Huh?
Tune out,
yeah.
You didn't see it.
So, my favorite part about that movie was when we saw the return of the Red Skull. And he was a villain before, but he was someone that now, like, he talks about the truth of the Soul Stone. And I feel like that's what Doflamingo is in this chapter. He's like someone that, you know, I used to be a bad guy, but now it's like, yo, now that I'm out of the story, it's just like, yo, I'm seeing things for what it is. Now. I know everything, what's going on, and it's about to really overturn. Things are about to hit the fan.
But, like, let's think, since it's a giant hat, do we think that an actual giant somewhere in the past wore this hat?
Maybe that was like Or's cousin.
Or man, it's Kaido's hat?
Nah.
Kaido.
Kaido ain't got no straw hat.
100
Kaido. I think it could be someone like Sal, you know, Sal D. Like Sal, you know, the guy that saved Robin.
Yeah.
I think it could be a giant. That was a cool theory that I heard. I don't remember who, so you didn't get no credit. I watched too much stupid shit on One Piece on YouTube. But that's what I think it could be. Like, you know, like they said, like, you know, like, oh, probably the fishmen had a hat, the humans had a hat, the giants had a hat, the minks had a hat. You know, like some. I think it was talking. He was saying like that in Zoe, that dog chick, she gave the dog bitch, and it's not even a curse.
It's not.
She gave Nami her clothing. Like, they traded clothing because it's like a part of their customs. But then she said that her clothing is a national treasure. So, like, I don't know if like just Nami have like lucky powers too, like luckier than she was.
Plot no jutsu.
Yeah.
I know jutsu.
It exists for the whole pirate crew.
Yep.
So, is there anything else that we should
Just wrap
it up?
it up. Call it a day.
Well, guys, thank you for joining us. 4 people saw this. That's awesome. I didn't even expect 1 person. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to let us talk about One Piece. We love anime. We watch a lot of current anime too. So if you're fans of My Hero Academia, Dragon Ball Super, or whatever comes out next after that, Dragon Ball Heroes, Black Clover maybe, Attack on Titan, I definitely want to start talking about that. And maybe One Punch Man. Who knows?
We'll get a better set. I'll make some nice background so make it more entertaining for y'all.
And if you guys,
you know, this purple spandex is a little boring.
we're in a little recording studio.
Sound
you know.
dead, man.
And yeah, man, we're actually doing this off of an iPhone X, and we're gonna probably get a microphone for it, get some better audio quality for you guys. But yeah, man, thanks for checking us out. Have a good night. It's currently, what time is it right now?
11:47.
11:47
PM Eastern.
in PM Eastern in New York. So yeah, man, have a good night.
Signing off. Like, comment, subscribe. Text me your social, your credit card numbers. Do whatever you gotta do. Just send me your information and send me money. No, I'm kidding. Don't send me anything. I don't want your socials. Like, I don't know who's what. I don't know you have 3 people. Don't send me anything. I will be irresponsible with it. But like or comment or subscribe. I don't know. We'll appreciate it.
Take it easy, guys.
Infant's Hands over here.
Nope.
Gary D. Luffy.
Hey, Zeus. Peace.
And check us out on social media very soon. We're going to be opening up an Instagram page, a Twitter page, all that cool stuff. And we would love to hear some feedback about what you would like to see these 3 young Latinos talk about.
Ya tú sabes, ¿no?
Adios.
Peace.
Peace.